Welcome back to the Southeast Asia Esports Federation Championship 2021. My name is Husky and I'll be your caster for today as we conclude the Group B group stage between all the nations involved. Of course, this entire championship is organized, brought to you by THAI-ESPORTS alongside our sponsors, hashtag. Thank you very much for making this a reality. We just saw Laos take down Vietnam in a 2-0 bout, securing themselves in the playoff slot alongside Philippines. And even though Indonesia can tie up the scores if they win their upcoming series, the tiebreaker rule states that since Laos beat Indonesia in their previous series, we have effectively gotten our representatives from Group B. So it will be Philippines in first and Laos in second. The rest of the series of the evening would just be more for the pride and for the bragging rights. But nonetheless, we all love some good Dota. Coming up, Philippines step back into the limelight to take on Indonesia, who so far have had a marvelous run. The only series that they lost up to this point was against Laos. We'll see if they can do any damage against Philippines as the draft is I believe ready. So we jump in and see what Indonesia is gonna bring to the table. And of course, it's a very familiar name playing in the DPC, Army Geniuses, representing the nation, at least previously was in the DPC, as the qualifiers are coming up pretty soon. Nonetheless, we will see if they can bring the fight straight to Polaris Esports. This is basically, the professional teams representing the nation, but they'll get a taste of what each other is capable of here in this championship. We get the snap fight pick right off the bat from the Philippines, and we know Philippines, they played the snap fire mid on Lelouch in their second game against Brunei, so that's definitely a possible flex pick. Army Genius as well, Indonesia banning out the Magnus Weaver, and the Philippines ban out Mars and Rubin. Indonesia with the Monkey King disrupt the opening, and Philippines straight up Nation's Prophet once more. We've seen this before. In that game against Brunei, they played Lelouch Snapfire and Natsumi Nature's Prophet, and it allowed them to really bulldoze their way. And they also had the Beastmaster to facilitate that as well. So we'll see if Army Geniuses or Indonesia have a solution for that.
5 seconds remaining.
Kunkka is going to be banned out by the Philippines. See, Indonesia wants. If they watch the game as Brunei, they would be prepared for this. And I think for Indonesia, you really need to start thinking of. I mean, Philippines, they got away with all of these flex picks for sure. So we'll see if Indonesia will give them that leeway. So far, they really are taking the time to consider this third ban. I think they're gonna take out the Faceless Void. So there is still a possibility for this Prophet to be flexed into other roles. So definitely it is up in the air. I think Army Geniuses, Indonesia in this case, don't want to think too much. Take out the picks that they think is going to be a threat to them, and they figured, it's going to be the Faceless Void. The Philippines, looking for those mid lane bans, it seems. I mean, the Kunkka ban we saw some against something like a Snapfire. Bad Rider was one of the few heroes on the list. Tinker almost perma ban in all the games that we saw today. So that might be a possible ban for the Philippines. But of course, just to give you guys an update of what's happening in Group A, thanks to our the admin for informing. We just concluded the second game. Thailand, they were able to beat Cambodia 2-0, and of course Myanmar beat Malaysia 2-0. So right now for series number 3, it's going to be Thailand against Singapore, and if Singapore wants to have a chance to if Singapore, this is Singapore's last game as well alongside Myanmar, so if Singapore goes Singapore wins one game, there would be no tiebreaker and they will qualify instead of Myanmar. But if Singapore loses both their games against Thailand and Thailand goes 2-0, then we'll have a tiebreaker best of 1 between them and Myanmar later on this day. So the fate of Myanmar qualifying for playoffs really rests in Singapore's performance. They just need one game to knock Myanmar out of contention. Indonesia picking up the Pangolier as they ban out Beastmaster and Bloodseeker, 2 direct counters to the Pangolier, but also at the same time the Beastmaster was what allowed Philippines to basically speed run their game against Brunei. Grimstroke was actually banned out by the Philippines, so one of the few heroes that can clear out the summons from the Nature's Prophet. So now it's Philippines' time to pick. They don't have the last pick for this game 1, so they definitely need to consider what they want to put up. They picked a Luna again, another fast draft. I think we all know where this is going. So they have this Luna, Luna, Snapfire, Nature's Prophet. It's armor reduction, that's pushing capabilities, and we saw how coordinated the Philippine team is when they took up Brunei. The first game ended in 18 minutes, the second game took slightly longer, 24-25 minutes, but still very impressive performance as they picked the Tusker. More or less the same draft, just now you have the Nature's Prophet and Luna. Without the Beastmaster, but still Luna with the blessing, it's gonna allow Nature's Prophet to hit like a truck.
10 seconds remaining.
So let's see what Indonesia's response is going to be against this very fast tempo. There are a couple of ways. I mean, the Tinker is one to deal with the draft from Philippines. They can go for the Lash as well to clear out the waves. Lash with their shard. I mean, the Invoker would be decent. Just need a bit of a wave clear or the Keeper of the Light, but unfortunately, Keeper of the Light is not really the popular pick. Not really prioritized by a lot of teams. They do have the last pick though, so right now they most likely would need to review. They most likely would need to review whether this is going to be a mid laner or we have a Panga support. So they picked a Terrorblade, which means this Monkey King is gonna go support most likely, and the Pangolier is gonna end up being the post tree. Means that they will have that last pick mid lane.
5 seconds remaining.
And the best part is they will be able to see what the Philippines pick first. So Indonesia off to a pretty decent start in terms of the draft, able to kind of work around what the Philippines have to bring to the table. So now Philippines gonna ban out the Ember, another good hero that really clears wave super fast and is able to deal with the summons from Nature's Prophet. Because late game you will always have the Terrorblade who basically outskills everyone from the side of the Philippines. So it's definitely something that Philippines needs to take into consideration.
Radiant team ban.
So Indonesia bans out the Storm, one of the few good heroes that can easily jump on the Monkey King, on the Terrorblade. This could still be a Monkey King offlane. We have seen that from Laos.
10 seconds.
But I feel like Pango offlane probably makes a bit more sense. You want him to get the item so that he can clear. You get items like Maelstrom to clear out the summons from the Prophet. Another pick that is good if we just talk, if it's just specifically about finding Terrorblade, is the Zeus. Pretty decent against the Monkey King as well. You can find him in the trees if he hides there. So let's see if that's gonna be a possibility. Philippines banning out the Puck, as it is hard for anyone from the Philippine side to control. They don't really have decent setup. They have mini stun for Lucent Beam, they have the Snowball, they have the Cookie, but that's pretty much it. They don't really have reliable stunts. So Puck, being an elusive hero, is something that they don't really want to deal with. As Indonesia now with the final ban. There's still the Void Spirit available if they're banning out the mid laners. They can ban out the Leshrac, so they ban out the Void Spirit. So the Philippines, if they want to play fast, Leshrac seems to be the way to go. But they actually picked a Darkseer, so we get... So is this a Darkseer support? Prophet mid? No, Darkseer off lane, Tusk support, Tusk and Prophet support. I mean, Luna 1. Yeah, it could be a Luna 1 Prophet mid, Darkseer off, and Snapfire Tusk support. That could be it. We'll see. Indonesia's gonna go for the Invoker. There we go. We did talk about this Invoker being one of the few heroes that can deal with all these fast tempo. The Ice Path is good, Tornado, the EMP, the Meatball, all of his spells do pretty well, taking out all the summons from the side of the Philippines. So it'll be a Darkseer off lane, again, mid Snapfire. This time we get a support Nature's Prophet instead of a core. So it's going to be, yeah. So we get the... So we get a 4. Is that a 4? Yes, a 4 Prophet. A 5 Tusk. We'll see how Indonesia deals with this. I feel like for Philippines, they are definitely going to be looking for another fast game. With this draft, I mean, the Darkseer is going to get his axe. It's going to buff up the cores, and they're going to start running down the lanes. And of course, against a hero like Terrorblade, if the Invoker is not able to create the tempo alongside this Pango, Monkey King, then we will see kind of the same game that Brunei suffered, where Philippines, they just run into the jungle, they kill off the cores, and they start taking over the map in a very quick fashion. So we'll see how that's gonna work out in this game. I think the draft from Philippines is again great as always. They have team fight. The one thing that they don't have is reliable stunts. Speaking about it, it's not like Indonesia has reliable stunts either. So it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. This is a oh no wait, it's a I think it's a 5. It's a 5 Prophet. So early on with the Luna's Blessing, the Prophet and Luna, both range heroes against you know, it's gonna hit super hard. It's gonna pose bit of a problem for Indonesia's offlaner. They can easily force them out of the lane. Look at this, man. The Philippines is a bit cheeky. Of course, for Indonesia, we are looking at I think it's probably a 4 Monkey King. I feel like I feel like the Pango getting the islands would be much better. Because you have a TB that you need to facilitate in terms of farming. So yeah, it makes more sense for the Pango to be post 3, also to help with clearing those summons as well. So it's gonna be a 2-2 split in terms of bounty runes. Both teams getting their fair share. Fortunately for maybe it's not able to deny any bounty rune away from Indonesia. That's the unfortunate part. It's Varus, the TP top. So we get this Darkseer lane. Darkseer and Tusk lane. Super deadly as well. You put the Iron Shell on the Tusk, he runs at you with Tag Team and Snowball. It really hurts. So I think the Philippines, they have pretty strong lanes started off, and of course the Luch
This is how I help you
right off the bat just putting pressure onto Azure. The courier from getting sniped. Xavier sniping both the couriers of the Indonesia safe lane. After a pretty rough start for Indonesia, and of course there is the camp block. Good pull by Lim. Yeah, Xavier maybe is able to at least retrieve 2 of the melee creeps, but still Lim doing a pretty good job making sure that the wave gets resetted. It's kind of connected though. Well, Betty does, takes away the range creep at least. As DB falls to reflection, but this is the thing we're talking about. Mango, vacuum, first blood. Going over to Xavier's. That's even without the Iron Shell. And we had this foreshadow that this Tuska Darkseer is gonna prove to be pretty hard for the Terrorblade to deal with. They do crazy base damage, crazy physical damage, and also the magical damage, which fortunately the armor from Terrorblade is not gonna help with, as takes a cookie in the face. Luch won't be able to finish him off, but definitely brings him down low. So maybe he's gonna come in with teleportation, but it's only level 2 with no sprout. Ezra will be able to claim the water rune, as maybe it's gonna try and beat him down. Tornado to buy a bit of time. There's a lot of pressure coming up from the side of Philippines.
You're not getting what you came for.
Lim doing a good job of chasing Natsumi away. Yeah, maybe he's already back. Again, this double range lane is gonna be a bit deadly. Ice Shard again, you get tag team, good glimpse. Keep force away. DB now trying to run away from the Iron Shell. Thankfully, there is the reflection. Not might have just gone down. Vacuum, tag team, Thunder Strike, Ice Shot, DB is dead. Overwhelming magical damage from the South Philippines. That's the second death for this Terrorblade. You might want to consider going jungle pretty soon. If this thing gets out of control. Like, he dying 2 times is definitely not the way to start the game as a Terrorblade. Cookie Scatter Blast off of Azure. Let's just run him down and at least get him out of the lane. Philippines just exerting lane dominance as always, you know. Just great understanding of the matchup. Of course, Frost has to search to get away. No glimpse to bring him back, unfortunately.
Got it.
So
I'll let you get the next one, maybe.
this Terrorblade, yeah, still able to stay in lane, but again, I'm looking for the loot. This time they have the ice shot. The tornado is not gonna do too much. There's the ghost walk though, as they're able to escape that predicament. No dust, no detection yet. She gets cut, limb, knocked to the ground. Does use the mischief to get out of jail.
Bad luck.
So far, the lanes are going pretty well for the Philippines as always. I mean, the Pangolin is doing equally as well, keeping up with the Luna. But again, this double range lane is making life super hard. This Monkey King position 4 is not able to do too much. Ideally, you at least want to like harass a melee support or something, but in this particular lane, there's nothing that he could do. They do take out Force. As Xavier's caught out in the open, the Monkey King does TP in. Xavier still kills off Varys. But Indonesia should be able to claim a second kill for themselves. There's the Primal Spring, the tree dance. This Xavier actually walks out with his life. They do kill off 4, so that's something good. Able to keep, so this means that this Terrorblade can stay in the lane for a bit longer. There is an Observer Ward, so they know where Frost is. Xavier search on forward. Philippines needs to be a bit careful. Their greed might cost them to place on the Observer Ward as well. Not sure if they saw the Monkey King leaping around the trees. But they do find the Disruptor. Shouldn't be able to kill him off. Variv joking on the tree lines, and here we go. Monkey King is up. Good vacuum to break the trees. Snowball as well. Variv is gonna go down. Xavier's will now pop the stick. Body block from Force. Maybe it's also joined to fray as well. But the Moribus kisses from afar. Luch. Oh, he lands a twofer with those kisses, taking out both DB and Lim. A disaster for Indonesia. I mean, Azure, he showed up in the top lane, but it doesn't really matter. The Philippines, they are already done with the business. So Nasumi actually went for 2 points in Beam and 3 points in Blessing. So he's not gonna jungle that early. He's probably gonna lane and try to harass the Pangolin out of the lane. But unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. Pango able to keep himself healthy, even out-train his Luna at certain points. So the jungling potential for this Luna is gonna be a bit less efficient compared to your typical Luna with the Glade Blessing build. Maybe a bit slower, so her pace will be a bit slower than usual. The Monkey King again showing up in the top lane. Azure seems to be a very juicy target. Maybe this is there as well. The Monkey King gonna provide vision of both the supports from the Philippines. That's gonna show up. Get the cold snap EMP, great kinetic field. Mavis caught out, but the snowball. Maybe he's able to save him, and Lim will lose his life. The tornado is a bit too late. Maybe it's gonna be able to stay healthy. Surge out onto Xavier's again. They do drop the wall replica. Didn't really do too much, unfortunately. But end of the day, they're able to take out the Monkey King once more, and things continue to escalate in favor of the Philippines.
Invisibility.
Maybe he showed up top, I believe. Oh yeah, he did. So they take out the Disruptor. EMP used another snowball save. The Monkey King finally joins. They even force Wami to be a part of this. Oh, they didn't see Mavis. It's so unfortunate. Maybe should be able to get away. They force a rotation with this Pangolier. That definitely opens up the bottom lane for the Luna. A completely free lane, in fact. For Natsumi, won't have to worry about anything at this point. to be able to free farm his way. So everything going the way of the Philippines again. I think that's the boost of travel for Lelouch. Yeah. Go for the Blink Dagger next. So the lane swap for Indonesia, they will bring DB bot. Just can't really deal with the Darkseer Tusk. As we get the Master of Madness. Cookie on top of Baron's. Oh my goodness, the damage. Lelouch getting a killing spree for himself. I mean, for Indonesia, they are sending a Lim over to the top side. So he knows that he can't do anything against the Prophet plus Luna. So he's trying to find avenues across the map. Meanwhile, Dust up. This time they are prepared to take on Azure. They're going to blast him with one of his kisses. The Rolling Thunder does come up from Wami. A bit too late. He does cancel them one of his kisses though. They want to go for some kills. Maybe sprout himself up so Lim can't really get close to him. Xavier's now going to call out into the open. Stunned by the Boundless Strike. The Snowball at the last second to keep himself safe. It's going to break the tree. But unfortunately, no follow-up from the side of the Philippines. They do lose the Tusk, but they got that mid laner of Indonesia. Again, work for Philippines as we see the Luna TP top with the help of the Darkseer. They're gonna start pushing down that tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh boy, post snap onto force. Natsumi, he's ready to fight. Vacuum in, EMP out. Wami getting ran down. Natsumi looking for it. The Boundless Strike a bit too late. Wami still loses his life, and Natsumi gets the cookie, jumps away from Primal Spring, and now that's going to be the Ice Shard Beam. Lim does use the mischief to hop away into the tree lines. So Lim escapes with his life, but Xavier's, he wants to go for more. There's the tag team. Azir with the Great Tornado. Now they drop the Static Storm. The cookie not able to save this Tusk, but does get glimpsed at regardless, get hit by the Boundless Strike. Now there's the Surge as well, Scatter Blast. Almost hits onto Lim. They do know where he is. As Natsumi will use that time given by his team to take out the top tier 1. DB also farming at the same time, but he is pretty behind. Is Luna. Rolling Thunder out force, is gonna use that mech. Able to dodge away from the kinetic field, but the Boundless Strike keeps him in place. The Thunder Strike as well. We'll be able to finish him off alongside Rolling Thunder. Wami going for a twofer, catching out this Tusk. Oh, DB, yes, is gonna get his Yasha pretty soon, but this TB still needs a lot more time because of the fact that he did die 3 times early on. 5k gold advantage for the Philippines. Haven't taken down the mid tower yet. Oh, this one is gonna be broken by the Disruptor. Oh no, he moved backward actually. So they know where he is. Here comes the third Xavier's with the Ice Shot, going straight onto Xavier, into Varus. Kills him in 3 punches alongside with the Iron Shot. DB needs to run away as soon as he can. Lim is there and forced. He does have the wall replica to get Tornado EMP. Xavier goes into the snowball. That's to keep him safe. Lelouch on the low ground. Here comes Wami with the Rolling Thunder as well. Xavier, what he wants to do to get the Metamorphosis on top of the Darkseer. Doesn't even get to use the wall replica. He's gonna lose his life. Xavier will also be chased. Lim and DB on his tail. Snowball is going to be up right now. He does have the pick pole if he wants to use it. Indonesia, do they really want to go for him? It seems like they do. Starting with the Boundless Strike, he's not even able to use that snowball. They have the damage to kill him off. It's going to translate that into a bottom tier 1. But while that was happening, the Philippines are taking down the mid tower. He is already down. TP is coming in. EMP out. They get the glimpse back onto Lelouch, silencing with the Static Storm, trapped him out. Sprout is there. Mac as well from Force, who just came back to life, keeping Lelouch safe. Cookie forward for Natsumi. He was disarmed by the lucky shot. No follow-up for Philippines. They won't be able to kill anyone from the side of Indonesia. But they do lose the mid-tier 1. So, end of the day, Philippines, they might not have won the fight, but definitely got something more valuable. got the map control. Monkey King is actually going for the Mage Slayer. Okay. Pretty interesting though. Considering that there isn't too much magic damage. I mean, the Luna is one, but she's gonna end up right clicking eventually. Not sure if the Mage Slayer
Seeds of fortune.
is gonna be doing too much, but we'll see. Azure is still building towards that Midas. It's gonna really slow down Indonesia's tempo a bit. The fact that he's going cross Vex, but he's going Midas, so pretty interesting approach from Indonesia. Maybe a two-man smoke from Indonesia. They might run into Lelouch. Yeah, get Tornado, but Lelouch blinks away. Still gets clipped by the Tornado. It's in a safer place. Xavius is he's caught out. Cold Snap, Earn. They just have to pick Poe to get the extra movement speed. Meanwhile, bottom lane, I think they found Mavis. Was able to get out. Rolling Thunder out from Wami. Blinks on top of Natsumi. Static Storm. Natsumi now getting trapped. Do save him with a snowball. Good one for Xavius again. And here we go. One of his kisses. Natsumi is still caught. There's the Mag Tornado, brings down into the air. Erzir getting beaten down. Natsumi trying to huddle in the corner, but still loses his life. But the good war replica hits out to everyone. First side of the Philippines, they might have lost Lasumi, but they might get more in return. Baron is sprouted out. They use the cliff to provide some extra damage, but it's not enough. Indonesia lose 3. They might lose 4. Lelouch blinks into the tree line. They do kind of know where the disruptor is, and now they will finally bump. Baron's gonna surrender himself. Indonesia getting a kill on the Luna, but ends up losing everyone else. It did buy enough time. As fortunately, the Tusk can't TP out. Gets hit by the Tornado, but able to use the Pickpo to run away. Do they really want to go for more? Oh, maybe it's almost able to stun Lim. Here comes Xavius. Just gonna walk in with the Iron Shell tag team. Good boundless strike. Kinetic Field only key map is in place, and of course there's the mech as well. Lim, he might go down again, and of course the Wrath of Nature from Mavis kills him off. Lelouch blinks in, cookies, scatter blast. He gets glimpsed away, but still, another kill for the Philippines. The pressure is endless from the Radiant side. 7k goal lead so far. Tier 2 items dropping. We get the Van Brace. Perfect item for the Luna. Briefly. Second best would be the Ring of Aquila. Let's see if she gets it. Going for the BK. Oh, that's a Quicksilver. Quicksilver amulet. So it's going for the BKB next. And once she gets the BKB, Indonesia will find it very difficult to keep Natsumi in place. In fact, seems like they are gathering around the Roche Pit. And Indonesia, I think they know about this. Roshan is going to get started. The Medallion as well, so all the armor reduction and the range damage from the Blessing is going to contribute them alongside the tag team as well. This Roshan is melting. Indonesia, if they want to make a move, they need to make it now. The Sunstrike comes in, but it's a bit too late. Roshan has already been taken out. Natsumi gets his free Aegis. First Aegis of the game at 18 minutes.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior. Dire's top tower is under attack.
4-man smoke from Indonesia. They want Natsumi dead. Or at least they want to take out his first Aegis. Natsumi is really fun. Oh, they found Lim! They cut the tree. Natsumi pops that BKB. Lim is most likely going to go down. The Eclipse is out as well.
Radiant's middle tower
EMP, all the
is
spells
under
been
attack.
used by Indonesia. Natsumi should be able to take out this tier 1. Here comes Wami. Going for the Rolling Thunder. They glimpse Natsumi back into the hands of DB. But there's a wall. Great vacuum. Static Storm from Varus. It's not going to be enough. One of his kisses from downtown. Taking out this Disruptor. The Ice Shots will keep DB in place. And of course, he did use the Thunder. But that means he's going to be snowballed very far forward. Knocked up into the air. Wami tried to save him. DB with the Metamorphosis gonna slowly tick down to the Ion Shower. And Natsumi will finish the job. And now Azure being sprouted up again. Lelouch picking over to get the dust as well. Azure is going to be used up into the air. Lelouch will get the cookie on top of him. Lelouch's orb is not going to do too much. Lelouch is wicked sick.
Radiant are scanning.
Wami seems to be next on the chopping block as Xavier is looking for him as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But the more important objective is going to be in that tier 3. Mavis getting called out. Wukong's command even committed for its kill. They bought back on Azure. Really want to keep the tier 3 safe, and they will. They kill off both Xavier's and Mavis, but it's just 2 supports for the Philippines. They've gotten what they wanted. The bright side for Indonesia was that they prevented a high ground push. Right now with this Luna is looking so huge. Into the Manta next. They did blow his Aegis, so if they can catch him one more time, they can kill him. But see where the Philippines are playing. They know exactly where Indonesia is gonna be around. Terrorblade is still a long way away from Biscardi.
This will come in handy.
Seems like they want to make something happen, but Natsumi is making his way there. Don't think they will be able to catch him, but he's certainly able to provide some backup. And of course, this Nature's Prophet will always be able to join the fight. Now,
Scanning.
everyone from the side of Indonesia smoked up. You can see that they're going for a wraparound, and they see Natsumi and also Xavier's. Has some information to work with. Daya with the scan.
Dire's structures are
Here we go, Rolling Thunder out. Natsumi sees that curl up. They want to take out this Tusk first, and they will. No more save. One of his kisses is out as well. Lelouch forced to cancel one of his kisses because of the Rolling Thunder. They get the wall. Now Force goes in. Not really able to use their wall replica to good use, so bit of an off timing for the side of Philippines. Mavis shows up and also dies. EB getting credit for the kill, and seems like they want to go for more. And Natsumi, Eclipse. Might be able to kill up Wami. He's gonna pop the BKB. Wami, he's gonna try to curl up and go away. Yes, he does. They still spot him. He just had a shield crash. But Wami bought enough time, and now they find Natsumi, glimpse him back. Natsumi's dead. Well done by Indonesia. Of course, a very weird and really a bad team fight from the Philippines. Everything seems so fragmented. Oh, they actually found Azure. Okay. That's a big kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And with that kill onto Azure, there's a lot of space, a lot of room for Philippines to work with right now, as they are
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Let us
going to be particularly mid tier 2.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They have Lim in the top side. Oh, they found Mavis again. Mavis play is gonna be taken down for sure.
Turns to gray.
Unfortunately, this Prophet tries to place a split push game, but unable to get it done. In fact, Xavier, he knows they are looking for this Monkey King. Oh, the bounce strike a bit off. Oh, they do tag him with the damage. Oh, he leaps away just in time to blink. There we go. A good use. Lim. Oh my goodness, what? That guy just disappeared.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire are scanning. Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Finally, Philippines take down
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
the mid tier 1. Oh, sorry, the bottom tier 1. Now they're gonna work on the tier 2. And of course, right now for Indonesia, they need to
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Double damage!
kind of stop this high ground push. I think that again, when you're up against a draft like the Philippines has, the breaking point is when your high ground tower goes down. Cause they will need Azure to always be alive. 2 more minutes until the next Roshan spawns. Philippines most likely would wait for the next Aegis before they go for the high ground push. It's a bit less risky. Skadi finally completed for DB, so this Terrorblade is becoming more and more of a threat. And there's no way Natsumi will be able to stand toe to toe against DB alone, especially when he has the reflection. Though they do have the Wall of Replica to counteract that, to make illusions of their own, but Indonesia, 5 men smoked up. So looking for Mavis. Yep, Mavis is there again. That's not the Glimmer. Tries to TP out. No. Spirit Vessel was enough.
Love planting trees.
But he did break the smoke from the side of Indonesia, so 40 seconds in the graves. Pretty okay. Indonesia not able to convert that into anything. In fact, it's just Mavis being a pain in the backside, constantly pushing out the waves.
No, Mortimer, it's not playtime. And not that sort, anyhow.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The next Roshan is going to be the most important one. It's going to kind of dictate how this match is going to go. I think for the side of Indonesia, they need to again find another gank. killing Mavis isn't really going to do too much. They need to find a bigger target. Oh, they found Xavier's. I mean, maybe it's going to be found again. It's mostly going to go down, but he's buying a lot of time. Here comes Force. Good vacuum wall. It's going to get the illusion from DB out. They have the Woman's command, but the illusion from Terrorblade is killing off Lim. Here comes the Monument's Kisses from afar. Good bring Scallop back. They force that DB to safety, and here comes the Rolling Thunder from Wami as well. And the illusion for the wall replicas killing off Baron. He might die, and yes, he does. Force is using the Terrorblade against his own teammates. Now they got the normal punch. They send DB back. DB pops BKB. Sunders the Lelouch. Lelouch can spy the late. Use himself up. Wami rejoins the fight. Natsumi drops the Eclipse as well. Can he survive this? DB wants to man fire, and he does have the Alacrity, and Natsumi's can TP away. Realizes he can't win this fight. They buy back on Lim. But that also means the Indonesia will have free reign of Roshan.
Radiant are scanning.
Another vacuum in. He has the protection of his whole team. Blink in, normal punch, snowball. They have the Wallace punch, but Lotus Orb's gonna save him. And now Xavier is in a really bad spot. Of course, Wami going in again. They found Natsumi. He has no BKB. And he's gonna be taken down. Indonesia doing a fantastic job. Frost also getting ran at as well. Cuts the tree. Yeah, Spirit Vessel on top of him. And yeah, he's dead. Wami links in for the kill. Huge swing in favor of Indonesia. That's gonna be Roshan for sure.
You've been disrupted.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Immortality.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And this is kind of the
Structures are
point,
fortified.
the stage of the game that we talked about. Oh, we get the Demon Zeal on DB. So they gave him the shot.
Excellent.
We're reaching a point where this Terrorblade is being able to really stand toe to toe. In fact, I think that, again, we talk about this in the draft that Terrorblade is going to outskill everyone. And sure, there is the War of Replica, but it's not going to be enough to keep this Terrorblade at bay. Something that the Philippines needs to worry about. The whole draft, the whole idea of this draft is to play as fast as possible and end the game. But I think they missed the timing. You see right now the goal swing. The goalie is still with the Philippines, but Indonesia,
Radiant's
they have
middle tower is under attack.
basically made up for that. Terrorblade highest net worth. Of course, Mavis just trying to play the
Dire are scanning.
rat. They were
Radiant's
Dire
bottom tower
Indonesia going
has
for the
fallen.
scan. They won't find him, thankfully. But at the same time, for Philippines, they can't really just play like how they did 20 minutes ago. BKB up for Force, Shadow Blade for Lelouch. They might want to try to kill this Pangolier. We talk about how this Pangolier really disrupts the flow of the fight for Philippines, and he just got his BKB, so they can't lock him down. In fact, Indonesia will smoke up again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So it's pretty close by, so be careful. I'm gonna drop a ward. They
Radiant's middle
now
tower
know that
is under
Natsumi is
attack.
mid. That also allows Indonesia to do some damage to the tower and have vision as well. But meanwhile, top lane, Philippines, they're trying to push the tier 3. Not able to get it yet. Good D ward from Xavier's. This is gonna break the smoke. Now Rolling Thunder ready, Xavier's to be caught out by the Blink Sunstrike immediate. They drop everything on this Tusk. He's dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, maybe it's still doing that split push actually.
Dire's
Oh, the
structures
Luch.
are fortified.
Yeah, I gotta try and get away. Lim is looking for him. I could find him. As Mavis, now his contribution in those fights is more just split push. This Nature's Prophet kind of missing his timing a bit. He's showing me the bottom limit again. That's where Warming is. Let's see if the Luch can find this Monkey King. Indonesia is really handling the split push super well. That's one thing that they so far has been keeping them in the game. Though Mavis is constantly trying to rat, but you can see the bottom with his push so far out. Backdoor protection is always online. The smoke from the Philippines. Let's really find Manta Style online for the Terrorblade. Oh, they're gonna find Wami. Normal punch, eclipse, vacuum, Wami. Does want to go for the swashbuckle, but still goes down. That's a really big kill. Of course, they forced the TP back from Lim as well. Unfortunately, Lim not able to stop Baby from getting away. Some space for the Philippines to work with. They found Xavier's. Oh, Xavier's found Azure. Oh, there is a shard for Xavier's, but unfortunately, there is a staff, I believe, for Azure. Was able to get himself to safety. Be at a stalemate. The next Roshan up in 2.5 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So far, the third Roshan is definitely going to be the be all
Dire's
and all.
bottom tower is under attack.
If I think if Indonesia gets the third Roshan, Philippines might actually lose the game. So we'll see how this works out. At the Silver Edge completed for Lelouch. So even with the kill on the Pango, Philippines was not able to do much or make much happen. Of course, now Lelouch has the level 20 talent. The little Shredder, the Silver Edge, being able to crit alongside. He's gonna get the Daedalus next. It's gonna be a heap of damage in those team fights. If he hits 25, 3 times Little Shredder mouse target, it's definitely going to shred the members of Indonesia, especially the supports. It's the longest game we had so far today. Mavis continues to play the ratting game. Gem of True Sight now on Lim. So Indonesia realizes that they need to start taking control of the map a bit more.
Dire are scanning. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Maybe it's... Oh, this time he's found out. He's standing under a sentry. He's gonna lose his life, but he did take out the tier 3. Again, it's a slow grind. It's a slow take of those structures. The glimpse of the Xavier's does have the snowball, but pops the BKB first. Turns around, Water's Punch, good vacuum into wall. To get a Lucent Beam, it's gonna stop Lim in his tracks, but unfortunately this wall is not able to do too much. Satanic used by DP as well. Oh, the little Shredder! Oh, the illusions! It's gonna kill off Lim. Azure. He's been spotted out. Pops his BKB, Lelouch tries to get away with the help of the Surge. The Deafening Blast, kind of missing a bit. Deflection out as well, and Sumi See, they shot BKB out for Lelouch as he was glimpsed back into the static storm. But all of that's happening, look at Mavis. He's thinking about it. Thinking about the pushing again. Normal punch. Everything from Yomi to keep the TB alive. As Mavis starts working on the Raxus again. Constantly putting Indonesia at a man disadvantage.
Got it.
So you get the Daedalus online for the Luna glimpse, okay. Yeah, this Luna shard definitely gonna make things a bit more complicated. 6k goal advantage for Philippines. Roshan up in 40 seconds. Maybe it's really setting things up to be in the Philippines' favor. So the split push. So the rest of the Philippines is hanging out on the top side. They are expecting someone to defend. It's gonna be Azure. If they catch this Invoker, it's gonna be super critical. Azure does have the buyback, but generally you don't want to be using it. And again, those created 3 ants slowly beating down on the tower. Yes, I think it's about with like 1 HP or something. 12 HP. There we go. Immediate smoke from Indonesia. They want to look for a kill. They do see the Darkseer, I believe. No way to find him though. Meanwhile, Wami, I think he got found, and that's the cookie. He hit a little shredder out. Tornado used as well. Water's punch. Just enough damage to kill off this Pangolier. Now they vacuum back Azure. BKB force out, reflection out as well. Lelouch walking really forward, wants to get his little shredder off. They run for Indonesia, going for a full retreat, knowing that they can't really take those fights, not without the Pango. The Pango does not have buyback. So this is going to be a defense that Indonesia needs to hold on. Or alternatively, Philippines can just go for Roshan. Without the Pangolier, it's very hard for Indonesia to disrupt the Roshan tick. As Xavier's gonna pop his own BKB to get away from danger.
Are scanned. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
And while Roshan was happening, maybe it's gonna backdoor again.
Dire's bottom barracks.
BKB out for force. Gonna be vacuum wall. DB tries to man fight Natsumi, laying him down again. Water's punch in the back line. Lim is the heap of pain. The 3-times little shredder. Wukong's command is out as well. DB trying to look for Natsumi. Where's his BKB? Now pops the Eclipse. Go stand in there and fight this Terrorblade. Who pops the Satanic. But here we go. The normal punch from force. It's gonna kill off this Terrorblade. They lose the Monkey King as well. No buyback on both of them. Monkey King is gonna have it in a couple of seconds. Disrupt the force to buyback.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Could be a 4 versus 5 occasion. Again, Xavier's forcing Barrick away. Roaring Thunder out as well. They blink on top of this Tusker. We caught huge vacuum wall in the tree. Tusker does go down, but the little shredder, oh my goodness, eviscerates the disruptor. Now Lim stun now, push back by Scatter Blast, and it's gonna be punched to death by force. Wami desperately trying to kill off Lelouch. Ice Path underneath. Lelouch getting low. Here comes Refresher Shard again. Another back wall, and Azure, he is also dead. Buys back into the game. Stun. Force pops his BKB. Lelouch, he bought back boost of travel into the occasion as well. As it's going to be 20 more seconds until DB comes back to life, but I don't think they have 20 seconds. Philippines will be able to take game 1. Definitely a longer game, but see, Philippines at the end of the day, with team fight prowess, was able to stand on top but take down Indonesia in this game number 1. Indonesia put up a valiant fight, but the Philippines just had a better control of the game. And of course, when it came down to those team fights later on, supports did massive work. Even have the Divine Rapier on Natsumi to close things out. Because all thanks to Mavis buying time with the split push and Xavier's making all of those plays happen. So this is definitely not an easy game for the Philippines. There were definitely moments where Indonesia would have definitely won or had a chance. But it was until the tail end, that third Roshan fight, that really knocked Indonesia off balance. They didn't know what to do, split push going on, and Philippines took that fight with utter grace and was able to finally win out. And with that being said, Philippines, they still remain undefeated, and because Indonesia lost this, I mean, they're not gonna make it to playoffs anyways. But they did come close. Probably the team that came the closest to taking a game off of Philippines. But for now, the Philippines still stand undefeated. We still have one more game in this best of 2, but we're gonna go take a short break, and we will be back for game number 2 of the Southeast Asia Esports Federation Championship 2021. Welcome back to the Southeast Asia Esports Federation Championship 2021. Of course, organized and brought to you guys by THAI-ESPORTS alongside our sponsors, #esports. We have just finished the first game in this final day of the group stage for Group B between the Philippines and Indonesia. Definitely our longest game of the day, where Indonesia had some signs of life, but it was Philippines who came out on top either way. Nonetheless, the match results is not going to affect anything. We already have our representatives for Group B heading into the playoffs. It's Philippines and Laos. So every game from here on out is just for the pride and the bragging right. But of course, the series is not over yet. We have one more game to see if Indonesia can draw some blood from the Philippines. So we're gonna jump into the draft and see if this is gonna be any different. Bans though from the Philippines are still pretty much the same. No, not too many deviations. We still get the Rubik Mars ban. Indonesia is gonna ban out the Weaver. So in the previous game, Philippines again showed off their mid Snapfire on Lelouch. We'll see if they will go for that again, or if they will decide to try out something a bit different. And so far for Indonesia, they're showing a lot of respect to the Nature's Prophet, so they banned that out. A pick that Philippines did flex in the post 5 and also position 1. In the game against Brunei, it was Natsumi on the Prophet, and of course just now against Indonesia in game 1, it was Mavis who was on the Prophet. So Philippines, they get their hands on the Magnus, pick that has been super popular. Too popular for its own good, and for very obvious reasons. Your skewer horn toss combination Magnus empowers and really speeds up any melee carries in terms of farm, and also allows them to accelerate the game pace, fast tracks them the item progression. So we will see if what Philippines is gonna go for. It's gonna open up a lot of possibilities. You know, Juggernauts, Fender, even the Terrorblade, the Earthstar, the Troll, Army Geniuses, or Indonesia's representative. It's gonna go for the Snapfire and the TIE Hunter. Very common, very solid opening.
10 seconds
Secures, you know, basically gives you that team fight,
5 seconds
the synergy with the Monimus Kisses and the Ravage. The Philippines are gonna bring in the next assassin. A very good way to cancel Monimus Kisses from afar with the Spike Carapace, and of course the Banner Burn in lane. Next provides vision all true and throughout with the Vendetta. Of course, Philippines banning out the Winter Wyvern this time, making sure that there's no direct way for Indonesia to negate physical damage from their end. most importantly, to stop this
5
madness,
seconds remaining.
to break his combo. See what Indonesia wants to ban. They
Radiant team
did
ban.
focus on banning out. In the previous game, they did ban the Faceless Void, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the Troll ban. Kind of expecting Philippines to pick someone like Troll or Jerk, someone that all those melee carries. The Faceless Void is still kind of on the
10
table,
seconds
definitely. Really disrupt what Army Geniuses
5
wants to
seconds
do.
remaining.
Cause there's also the Monkey King, which traditionally has been always picked or picked very often when into any melee matchup. I guess TIE Hunter is no
Dire
exception.
team ban.
So we get the
Radiant
Lina ban
team ban.
for the Philippines. Ursa ban out, very direct answer to again the TIE Hunter. He can't really deal with the Fury swipes, so it makes a lot of sense for Indonesia to ban it out.
10 seconds remaining.
So Philippines
5
stay
seconds
in the previous game. Azure did play the Invoker. I wonder if the Philippines will consider banning out the Invoker. Does sound like a pretty decent idea. Or they can go for a slower pace game that can scale. It's just the Spectre they've seen before. Obviously, with the Magnus, it's gonna make things slightly better for the Spectre, but it's gonna also allow her to have access into the backline. However, with the TIE Hunter, maybe it is not going to be as easy as a Spectre shows up, so we'll be eating a Ravage.
Dire team ban.
So it's going to be the Storm ban. So they're taking out again those very mobile, hard to catch cores. Indonesia banning out the Ember Spirit
Radiant
this early
team
on.
pick.
See what they're gonna go for. So they go for the Monkey King themselves, taking it away so that the Philippines can't pick the Monkey King into the tide. So kind of a denied pick by Indonesia.
Radiant team
They did play the Monkey King on the post 4 on Lim in the previous game. See if that's gonna change. Philippines bringing out the Razor. Another way to deal with the TIE Hunter or Monkey King. The TIE Hunter absolutely hates the Razor. You can't crack and shell the static link off. Of course, the Monkey King. It's gonna
10
have
seconds
lose a lot of his
remaining.
damage against the Razor as well.
5 seconds remaining.
This
Dire
Razor
team
could
pick.
still not be the post 1. No, they can put this Razor mid, Magnus 3, or vice versa. So we'll see what the Philippines want to go for. They don't have the last pick for this game. As with the game 1, where they also did not have the last pick. Philippines going for the
10
Lion.
seconds remaining.
And another series of lockdowns, of instant
5
lockdowns
seconds remaining.
for the team, and of course some bursts with the Finger of Death. Let's see what Indonesia wants to go for right now. They still have one support, or potentially one support that they haven't picked. Not sure if you want to put the Monkey King 4 and Snapfire 5, because feels like no matter where this Monkey King go, he's gonna be in the World of Hurt. It's gonna be a slightly tougher game for this hero. Still looking for a mid laner for sure, but they're unsure if Philippines have already picked a mid laner. It feels like this Razor could be that mid laner. They did ban Alina, which Razor can't really stick onto, and the Storm, which gets away from his static link very easily. There's the Voice Spirit that they can take if they want to. It also gets rid of picks like Invoker or Kunkka. Because if this Razor gets flexed into the mid lane, and those picks get completely nullified in terms of effectiveness. So Army Geniuses, they are at a juncture where this pick really dictates the game.
Earth Spirit.
So it's an Earth Spirit. So it's gonna be a Monkey King core. They're saving that mid laner for last. So they want to see the Philippines' last pick before they decide. So definitely like this approach from Indonesia.
10 seconds.
They know that they have the last pick advantage, and they know that they are mostly looking for mid laner. So
5 seconds remaining.
now they will force the Philippines to reveal that last pick before they settle on their choice. Queen of Pain being banned out. Another hero that the Razor just can't really stick on with the static link.
Seconds remaining.
And the burden is on Army Geniuses. What else do they want to ban out? Okay, Lifestealer, so they're expecting this Razor to go mid. And this Magnus to be in the off lane. Lifestealer, another melee carry that can really benefit. Wonder if Philippines would go for the Tiny. Of course, Tiny hasn't been picked for quite a while after recent changes, recent tweaks, but wonder if that could be a possibility. It's Philippines banning out the puck for the last ban.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
There's still a couple melee heroes that Indonesia can consider. Something that hits hard like a Sven who doesn't really care about the Monkey King. So they banned the Slark. Philippines can review. Yep, so it's gonna be a post 1 Razor into a TIE Hunter with the OD mid. Compared to the previous 3 games that the Philippines have played, this is definitely a different approach. Past 3 games was just a pushing a zoo lineup, a pushing lineup that completely just runs people down. But now they finally brought a slightly different style of draft. So definitely interested to see how this is gonna pan out. And DB might suffer a bit, especially when there's a Razor. But right now for Indonesia, I think this Wind Ranger is definitely going to be the hero that's gonna set the tempo. Not sure how it's going to fare against Lelouch though. It's OD. Like you wind run, he's just gonna Astro you, completely negating that wind run. So it's definitely something that that should be a concern for Indonesia. We'll see if he's able to deal with it for sure. So I think the goal for Indonesia right now is definitely the Wind Ranger to be able to have a decent lane, and afterwards starts influencing the side lanes along with the TIE Hunter. I'm expecting this Monkey King to play fast. The Echo Saber, Silver Edge, and just play at a very fast pace. And not let Philippines kind of come online. We'll see if that's going to be the case. I mean, the Philippines, so far represented by Polaris Esports, has been phenomenal in this tournament across Indonesia is represented by RP geniuses. So far, it seems like the Philippines is the better team in this case. It's a bit of a friendly banter.
Normally.
30 seconds to battle.
Normally.
So, wait, it's a mid Magnus. Is this an offlane OD?
The battle
What? I'm very
begins.
confused. Maybe he's just saving for the Helm of the Dominator. So yeah, it's offlane Magnus.
Normally.
I thought I was crazy for a second. So 3 bounty runes for Philippines and only 1 for Indonesia, unfortunately. Let's see how this mid lane is going to pan out. But bottom lane, actually they can kill Mavis though. Don't think they can. It's a Mystic Assassin. Plus Womi is immediately force out the lane. Good boulder smash to break Link. That's gonna allow this Tyrant to just walk back and start forming again. Mavis getting brought pretty low by the Earth Spirit. Of course, now he's gonna pull away. Mavis tries to body block him. Unfortunately, doesn't have the health to do so. He's gonna be hit by the boulder. Of course, with Womi coming, maybe it's gonna try and go for the deny. It's the Verifier realizing that the timing was a bit off. He'll continue to scurry away with the help of the tangle. Get one last impale. Should do the job.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
At the top we have the Monkey King DB. Should be able to do okay into the Magnus. Of course, this Lion be a nuisance to work with. Baron getting brought back. Hex as well. Skewered into the tier 1. The bonus strike did miss. That's gonna cause the death of Varinth. Oh. So first blood for Xavius. A bit of a mistake from DB. Not letting the bonus strike and breaking the combo. Of course, that's the Astro we've been talking about. Every time Astro wants to make a move, before he gets his BKB, the Astro will always stop him in his tracks. Auto gonna be shipped out alongside Clarity. Xavier's getting chased. And he should be safe. He has a Salve. And oh boy. Force is gonna send Varian up to the cliff. And he doesn't have a TP for 40 seconds. And he does not have a cookie. Oh, he is gonna stay there for a while. The one thing you can do is definitely cancel the stack. Prevent the stack from happening, or at least in that camp.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Outward Variant. Lovely reference. Of course, Womi getting impaled. Kraken Shell keeping him healthy, and of course one Salve to top him back up. So Tyranta isn't really too pressured by this Razor. In fact, keeping on in terms of last hits, they're gonna go for the Spike Carrot Pace in case of any bolt smash. But now, bolt smash can be used. Good side step from Womi to dodge the impale. That might be enough to get him to safety. Yes, it does. It's definitely that impale that would have killed him. You know, DB is yeah, gotta be careful. You don't really want to get skewered backwards. Natsumi, Mia bottom lane actually kills a Wami. So THAI Hunter went down. That's kind of the expected result, the expected outcome. Definitely good for Natsumi, able to kill the THAI Hunter. Everything was going well until just now. And of course, the more levels the Razor gets, the harder he hits and the deadlier he becomes. It's something that, you know, early on the THAI Hunter might be able to handle, but up to a certain point, he's going to start getting really punished to the sheer raw damage of this Razor from Static Link and Wami again in a very awkward spot, able to break free of the link, but ultimately forced away from the lane regardless. Natsumi constantly punishing him.
Every coin helps.
So I wonder what this OD is gonna go for. I'm guessing most likely Media Hammer as always. Media Hammer, Blink Dagger. No, he's actually not. So he's going for the Treads. So not your Media Hammer, your traditional Media Hammer OD. It's more of a Treads build. Definitely allows him to farm, to fight a bit more, farm a bit more. Astro into Earth Bite. There is the Wind Run, but hacks as well. Sanity's Eclipse destroys Azure. Limb shows up, but it's a bit too late. As the first kill in the mid lane for the OD. Get a good boulder smash. Means Xavier, he is invis. Stole the rune away. I'm gonna drop a sentry just in case again. Maybe it's gonna be nearby. On the side of Indonesia, it's definitely going to be a game. I think the problem with this Wind Ranger right now is if he's not able to come online, then it's gonna be a concern. Wami is already getting punished. I mean, they kill off Lim, good cookie on top of the Lelouch, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to finish him off. The Earth Spike does go wide. Mavis, danger, very low armor. The power shot. Oh. The stutter stat from Mavis, keeping him alive.
I was meant to have this.
Let's get a roll onto Natsumi. Does have the plasma field, but ultimately, if he overextended, he's gonna lose his life. Of course, they're gonna find Mavis as well and Carapace. They're gonna do too much. Good boulder smash, body block. 4 members of Indonesia on top of Mavis, so he's gonna lose his life. So Sports getting picked off as Workforce missing the RP, and yeah, that's gonna allow DB to hop away. An unfortunate turn of events. Oh, the shockwave! Oh, actually it pulls him down. DB might still die despite all of that. And if he dies, then it'll be worth it. Then it'll be just as if
I won't give up.
the RP connected.
Missing top. Missing top.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
So maybe it's again getting ran at again by Wami. Oh boy. He's just there to soak up experience. Try and hit 6 as soon as he can, but yeah, they're not making it easy. He just came back to life. They're gonna kill him again. Of course, 4 members of Indonesia in the bottom lane, really putting pressure on this tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Lelouch going the path of the Witchblade, trying to
Dire's top
Again,
tower
the combination of the Earth Bite, they have no finger, but they have the Santis Eclipse needed. Baron's almost TP's into his death. The Lelouch is on a killing spree. Meanwhile, the top tier one has already fallen. It's both Natsumi,
Dire are scanning.
Natsumi and Force is able to work hand in hand to take that down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Right now, bottom lane, huge team fight. Ravage getting onto tree, hitting onto everyone.
Is under attack.
Of course, the Outer Storm almost finishes off Lim. DB is the bigger target. Static Link on top, Plasma Field, finish him off. They were able to take out the Magnus,
Is under attack.
but in the end, they still end up losing the position 1. Azure is around, but I'm not really sure if he wants to fight. In fact, they do see Mavis. Oh, the Shackle shot kind of going wide a bit. Here comes Plasma Field from Natsumi. Doesn't really connect. They do have Xavius on this Lion. Hex, stun. Order Smash is there. Azure getting hit by a 2-man Impale. Good run from Mavis, keeping Wami in place. Plasma Field out again. Azure goes down. Lim also dies. As Wami again trapped in a bad spot. DB though, does TP in, as should be able to at least get Xavius in
Dire's
return.
middle tower has fallen.
And a Constellation Prize again. Look at Impale from Mavis. Disengaging from the fight. All while Force and Lelouch just doing their own thing. Just casually farming. The mid tier one has been taken down. Blink Dagger online for Force. Definitely gonna allow him to engage the fights a bit more. Now you don't have to completely rely on the Olympic setup, but top lane. Finger straight on Barons for the kill. Snapfire is still level 4. A rough game so far for supports of Indonesia.
Dire's top tower
Now with the
is
mid
under
lane
attack.
open up, you can see that Philippines, they are taking control of the Dire jungle, the top jungle. Setting up wards, making sure that they won't be able to stack camps or, you know, or just farm to recover in general. Shrinking the map side down to just a triangle. And the tier 2 of the bottom of the Dire side as Wami getting killed off by Lelouch. Xavius should go down. It's gonna be a Constellation Prize,
How
honestly.
sad for you.
A bounty which my matriarch will prize.
You hear the focus fire. Oh, DB. Wow, it was almost great. Turn-This Eclipse dropped as well. They lost both the Earth Spirit and the Monkey King. Then another Astro. No follow-up this time. Ravage getting popped. They have enough damage to kill Lelouch. Blink it. RP only connecting onto the THAI, but the skewer will be able to hit onto Varus as well, and he most likely gonna go down. Turns around with the Scatter Blast, and yeah, Monash Astro will see the deal. Lelouch is unstoppable on this OD. I'm gonna go on top onto try to kill Azure, and there's the Wukong's command as well. Natsumi continuing to try and chase down this Wind Ranger. It's not gonna be easy though, but with Force around, maybe they can get some kills or something out of this. I'm going to find the monkey first. There is the Vendetta from this Nyx in the back line. They get the Shockwave. They knock DB down from the tree. But no follow-up, at least not for now. Power shot, true and true. Kills off the Nyx. You know, the Astro keeping him alive just for a while more. Eventually he's gonna lose his life. Now they go on top of Lelouch again. Good Shockwave skewer. Counter Strike lands on top of Force. As you have Natsumi now Static Link. Gonna make sure DB deals almost 0 damage. Force will be safe. Wami in danger as well. DB gets away with the mischief. The Plasma Field not able to finish off Lim. Everyone from RBG, from the side of Indonesia, survived for the Zero fell. They finally finish off DB. Lim is going to be next on the chopping block as he's walking under a observer ward, so ends up being 3 kills going over to the side of the Philippines as Indonesia are not able to get anything in return.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I wonder if
Are fortified.
Philippines is gonna consider going for Roshan though, because you know now Arcane Orb does affect Roshan. So it does make OD slightly better at taking that objective. But seeing that so far their concern is keeping that map control. Omi going down again, but you don't have the grab to begin with, and one of his kills is out. Force should go down. He's playing with the minimal range. A good impale from Mavis again, as Force just refuses to die, and now he's gonna skewer whoop the Astro. A bit of a out of sync. He should have a follow-up. Azure is also gonna be brought down into the grave. As Philippines at this point just running away with the game. Unfortunately for the side of Indonesia, they have kind of lost control, honestly.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Onto
attack.
Roshan. The changes to the Arcane Orb to be able to affect Roshan is such a big deal.
Dire are scanning. Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Oh, good shackle. Alright. Hitting onto both Force. Good cancellation with the Impale. I mean, they still lose Force. But that's a Ravage. They use the Ravage only to get an offlane. You know, now we see if they can chase for more. It's going to be onto Mavis. Does not have the character plays to work with the Astro on the wrong target. So they lose Mavis. 2 kills going over to Indonesia. All while Natsumi, well, yeah, he's just casually farming in the bottom lane. Oh, they do get rid of the Aegis. Okay, good one from DB, able to take out the Aegis. So at least that's gonna limit
Dire's bottom
what
tower is under attack.
Philippines can do. Now that they don't have the Aegis anymore, won't be able to go for those big objectives. But they found Azure. Force gonna use that RP finger, skewer away from the kisses, straight into the hands of Natsumi, who's now running at Womi. Unfortunately, it's something that Mars can do. They can try to stun him with the boulder roll, and yes, they do. And now Magnetize is out. Lim get 3-shotted. DB shows up in the back lines, gets immediately stunned 2 times in a row by both the Lion and the Nyx. Natsumi finds himself a double kill. As the game falls apart again, Womi is going to be zapped. Let's get the best kills off the Lion, but
Killed.
it's going to be a team wipe for the Philippines. You can see that the exponential goal change in favor of Philippines. Again, this 12k goal lead 18 minutes in. And the problem between the previous game and this game is that previous game there's a Terrorblade for Indonesia. It's going to give them a chance to come back, but this game they really don't have that factor. Maybe the Monkey King. The Wind Ranger feels like he's not going to be able to do too much. They do kill off Natsumi finally, and they kill off the Nyx as well. But now they're given to silence up. Here comes the Ravish. Good one. Hits onto everyone. The Magnus call as well into the Wukong's command. Azure getting himself a double kill. As Indonesia finally finds the fight. They win, and that's going to be a huge goal swing. As the Boundless comes through, that's a dead force. 4 kills over for Indonesia. And that's exactly the fight that they have been looking for, that they need. And they need a couple more of that to even have a chance to come back. So far, the Wind Ranger still
Radiant's
struggling.
bottom tower is under
Not
attack.
trying to go for the Maelstrom
Radiant's
and a
structures
BKB.
are fortified.
Haven't gotten that just yet. We have a TP bot. Oh, here comes Natsumi again. Now without the Ravage, Philippines know that it is time to fight. Indonesia can't team fight without the Ravage. Cancel the TP. Womi's gonna end up losing his life for sure. Maybe even that's Blink Dagger.
You can't escape the underskin.
There you go, the roll. One of his kisses. Forcing Lelouch away. He doesn't have BKB yet, so all his controllers might kill him. A good RP. That's a bait. Lelouch. They drop the Santis, the clips. They kill off DB. There is the Astro as well. Lelouch still trying to survive this. Turns around, a couple more hits though. As Joe finishes off with the double damage now. He has the focus fire. Again, the shackle shot. They want to kill off Force as soon as possible, and yes, he will. Natsumi now with the link. Gonna be able to keep up with Azure. Blinky for Mavis misses the impale, but Azure runs out of wind run regardless. The finger from Xavier kills them off. Baron will also be whipped into shape. Philippines finds 4 kills after losing 2.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And with that, instead, Philippines right now, they will should be able to have some time to push on some towers. Again, the goalie going back to 10k.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The next Roshan up in around 3 minutes. Lelouch blinks in. Oh, finds Wami again. That's the fortunately that's the THAI Hunter. And Natsumi has the boost of travel, so he's always there. Maybe good impale. Forcing out the Ravage. TP coming from Indonesia. Can he get anything done? The good spike carapace to stop this Usray in his tracks. Lelouch gonna be hit by a stun and goes down, and a good response from Indonesia. Now Natsumi is trying to run away, but the Idol Storm will be able to kill off Wami, and now they need to do a bit more to kill off Natsumi, who's trying to bob and weave around the tree lines, but they lock him out with the shackle shot. They take it with the power shot, and a couple of hits from DB will do the job. As Xavier tries to run away, but he's under a sentry. They're trying to finish him off as soon as they can. Xavier does get away. Force meanwhile kills off a limb. They should be able to lose Mavis, who TP, who blinks into the Wind Ranger and takes a shackle shot and a power shot in the face.
What's the opposite of regicide?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Good boundless strike. Force should be hit. Oh, there you go. That's
Radiant's
the
bottom
RP.
tower has fallen.
Blink, Spike. Force, does he have anything left? Or now, Skewer underneath the tower. Monimus Kisses gonna make it really hard. Lelouch is here. DB is most likely gonna go down. And Azure, he might die as well. The shackle shot. Oh, the Spike. Going wide. David's gonna go for the body block, forcing out the BKB from Azure as he TPs to safety. Meanwhile, middle lane, I think Wami is getting chased again. Yes, he is. Liam's gonna kick Natsumi away, and
Under attack.
the rolling boulder is gonna be blocked by Razor. So kills going the way of Philippines, left, right, and center. Maybe it's underneath a ward. Oh, Link first spike. Shackle shot and Cookie. Natsumi in again. Finding Baron this time with static Link. Gonna break him with the Vendetta. And still crit him with the Vendetta and kill him off. Oh, the isolated kills going the way of the Philippines. As it is a very scrappy game.
Every coin helps.
Dire's top tower
Oh.
is under attack.
Philippines mostly waiting for the next Roshan. It's gonna be up in 5 seconds with the shard. Most likely that will go over to Force. Gonna give him the horn toss ability. BKB finally online. for the OD, for Lelouch. Same as Natsumi, so both of them hitting the BKB timings at the same time. This is going to be absolutely crucial for the Philippine side. Next team fight, they win it with the fresh BKB, they are going to run away with the game. Of course, they can take Roshan in a very quick manner as well, win probability 90% in the Philippines' favor. Lelouch. Smoke's gonna break. Does see the Snapfire. EP coming in again, but not sure it's gonna matter too much. Of course, skewer into a finger, and that's gonna be a 4-step RP landing onto 2. Good Earth Spike, stopping this THAI Hunter in place. Just at the Ravage, buyback on both of the supports. Now the Ravage gonna hit everyone. But Lelouch pops his fresh BKB, and that's the timing that we're looking for. Natsumi with his BKB as well, beating down the Monkey King, as Wami will also meet the grave. Both the supports on the side of Indonesia will suffer a dive back. Lelouch getting an ultra kill, as Natsumi gets a triple kill. That's gonna be a GG. Indonesia cannot take the beating anymore, as Philippines go undefeated in the group stage. What a performance. Certainly something worth bragging, and something that definitely puts Philippines on the map, on the radar, of being the strongest team, the team to watch out for right now in the group stage. Being able to win this game, and unfortunately for Indonesia, this concludes their group stage run. This concludes the tournament run in this SEAEF Championship 2021. Philippines have finished their group stage. They will end it 8-0, and of course they make it into the playoffs. And just to give you guys an update on Group A, Thailand has officially locked in a playoff spot. They won their game against Singapore. They won their first game against Singapore. So they've locked in playoff slot. They will be playing against Laos, who is the second seed of Group B. Of course, Singapore still has a chance. To. Well, actually, they don't have a chance to go for any tiebreaker because Thailand already won the game. So no tiebreaker available. If Thailand actually goes 2-0, there's actually a tiebreaker. What am I talking about? If Thailand wins another game, then Singapore will have a tiebreaker with Myanmar. That's gonna be coming up soon. We'll see if Thailand wins the second game, but so far Thailand have locked in the playoff slot. For Group B, again, as mentioned, Philippines and Laos will be representing. Indonesia have ended their tournament run, and they will end their tournament run with 2 wins and 2 losses, losing both to Laos and the Philippines. Philippines remain undefeated so far. We're gonna take a short break because there's one more best of 2 coming up. Brunei against Vietnam to close out the evening. We'll be back for the final best of 2 of the day.